Oh man, anybody got time for that Facebook? Whatever.
Hell yeah.
For real. Truth with Taja.
Okay.
Now it's Taja, the goddamn truth.
For real, man.
Baby, I be trying to tell them. You know? I be
Well,
trying to tell them.
it's tell 'em, but it's up to people to be open.
I forgot to add the camera, y'all. We ain't gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna talk about it. We're gonna be about it. Here we go. Hello, beautiful souls. And welcome. I am taujaloveoracle. And welcome to I Said What I Said. I said what I said. And today, after Father's Day, um, it turned into a whole thing because I made a video yesterday saying that I don't care which woman you are, you'll never be a father to a child. And so I got some comments. And so I decided that, oh yeah, I definitely wanted to share them comments. So hold on a second. I'm downloading them so I could share them with y'all. And it was from two different worlds. So it was literally from two different worlds. I have a white woman, I believe it is. Yeah, she looked white. And then I have what looks like a black woman. So it's interesting that both sides. I'm only trying to be like you, Robin. I'm only trying to be like you. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm only trying to be like you, girl. Robin got me all up. So I want to share these two comments with y'all. And then we're going to go from there. So that's the first one. And y'all can read it y'all can read the comment while I'm getting it. Hold on. Y'all can read the comment while I'm doing this. Okay, so these were the two comments I got right here. These were the two comments that I got right here. And so there is a validation for women feeling like it's okay for them to be claiming that they are fathers. And I'm going to tell you straight up, at no point in time can a woman be a father. Because here's the thing, first and foremost, and let's be real about this double standard. If a man were to start saying that, like women don't do their job as mothers, and women don't take care of their business, and women this and women that, oh, we would have a barrage of hell, wouldn't we? If men literally started saying that, hey, well, shit, I'm the mother and the father. I got to be the mother and the father to this child. How would we like those role switches? If on Mother's Day we fathers start to celebrate themselves for all the women that ain't doing the job, because there's a lot of women that are not doing the job. But I still don't see men disrespecting women on Mother's Day like I see women disrespecting men on Father's Day. So the post that I made it very clear, very, very, that as a woman, you have no right to claim yourself to be the father of any child. So I want to play the post for you. I don't know if I'll be able to get the but I wanted to play the audio for y'all so you could hear it. so you can hear what people are complaining about. To all the women today who are wishing each other happy Father's Day, stop your shit. Stop your shit right now. Because when you was taking that dick, when you was getting that, you did not have a problem with it. And really, in all honesty, women, you guys don't get to beat these men down because you did have a decision to make in having that child or not having that child, because it all boils down to us. And so because you decided that you wanted to have that child, you don't get to break that man down. You do not get to break that man down. That man is still a father. Whether he might be doing it by your standards or not, that man is still a father, and you still made a decision to have that child for that man. So you can either claim yourself to be a bad decision maker on this day, you can claim yourself to be anything else, but the one thing you don't get to claim yourself to be is nobody's daddy. Period and point blank. So all the women that are doing it, I say stop that shit. Please stop it. Because you are disrespecting your child, and your child can see that a half of them doesn't even matter to you. That your disdain for that other half of them overweighs the full love that you have for that child. Understand what you're doing when you put these energies out there. You're not just hurting the daddy, you're breaking your child down. So take your cups back, ladies. There's no cheers for you today. You are a mother and a mother only. And be that fully. And leave the fathers to do what they have to do. And a lot of y'all are the reason why the daddy can't be a daddy today. But I ain't gonna call that out. That's a whole nother journey. But today, if it wasn't for that man, you wouldn't have a child. So you don't get to cheers yourself because you didn't do it alone, as much as you might think you have. Have a beautiful day, ladies. All right. So, all the women and these were two comments that came up underneath that I wanted to share. Girl, these dudes walk out without a backward glance. No, ma'am, you are wrong and throwing shade at the wrong people. I had to be a mom and dad the entire time. The other one says, hush. Some women stepped up to the plate and did what a man should have done. Okay, you think so? What a man should have done. Same as a man also. It cuts both ways. Since we are one who gives a damn. Here's the thing, right? And I'm going to be straight up and real with you. There is no woman that could be a father. I said what I said. And I know y'all don't like when people say the truth. But at no point in time could a mother be a fucking father. At no point in time could a father be a mother. You as a mother could only ever be a mother. You as a father could only ever be a father. It is as simple and plain as that. As a mother, you can only ever be a mother. Just be a mother fully. Be a mother wholly. Be a mother completely. Half of y'all are so worried about pointing the fingers at the man, and I got to do the man's job and the woman's job, and y'all ain't even doing the woman's job. Y'all not even doing the mother's job, but yet y'all want to be able to do the daddy's job too. Y'all don't even have your fucking selves together. Y'all don't even have the job of being a mother together, because you don't even have the job of being a woman together yet. But yet now you think that in your ego is so big. Any woman that cheers herself and says congratulations and cheers herself as a father, because that's the one thing that I learned being a mother. The one thing that I learned being a mother was I couldn't be that child's daddy. I couldn't fill any roles. It's just like my kid's father could never be me. That's why, yes, it takes two to tango. Now, do I think there should be two parents responsible for a child? Absolutely. But do I always think that it's the man's fault for why he is not with his child? Absolutely not. Do I think that any woman out there on this planet should give herself congratulations and call herself a father? I do not. And as a woman who raised a child, and guess what? I did it alone. But did I actually do it alone? Because when you start to realize, hey, ladies, you're just fucking babysitters. You're just babysitters. The kid ain't even yours, by the way. You're just a babysitter to God's child. Because some of y'all have that child and treat that child like shit. Fuck being a mother and a father. Y'all ain't even stepping up to being a mother yet. Far less to being a father. And the thing what I learned with kids, the kids who have that parent who was literally just fully just that parent. I couldn't be nothing else to my daughter but her mother. And I was raised mostly by men. My uncles, my cousins, I hung out more with boys. I have more male friends. I surrounded myself more with men. And I still couldn't be that fucking little girl's father. I still couldn't be that masculine presence for her. So all I could do was be a mother and be a mother to her fully. I couldn't be nothing else. And that was the advice of my sister. Because one day I was listening to one of my stupid ass friends. She's an ex-friend now. But I was listening to her and, she was just like, girl, happy Father's Day to you because, he ain't even there raising that baby. And I was agreeing with her with the super shit. I was like, yeah, because I'm doing this alone. And that shit was stroking my little fucking ego. It was stroking the stupidest little ego that I had. And my sister looked at me and she said, you can never be that kid's father. I know women think that that's something that you could play around with, but you can't play around with that. She said, Taj, if you're going to do anything for that child, don't try to be both parents because you never could be. You're not even going to be able to be fucking one parent fully. You won't even be able to be a parent fully because you're still trying to figure out yourself. Because you're still trying to figure out your isms and your schisms and maybe why you make bad decisions and maybe why you went with this fucked up dude who was beating your ass or cheating on you or left you behind with a kid. You have shit you got to figure out too, honey. And you can't play all roles. You can't play all roles because that's not your place to play. Right now, I could be walking around playing tall, but you don't see me fucking playing tall because guess what? The reality is that I'm not. The reality is that I'm 5'4". I can fuck around and act like I'm 6'4" if I want to. Sure, height's running around. I could put some stilts on. I could do all of that. But in the reality of it, I'm only ever going to be what it is that I am. I could go and get leg extensions. I look at all those people that go and get plastic surgery, going to hide their nose, and then their kid come out with the nose. Huh? So you ain't got plastic surgery and cut that fucking nose off. You cut your nose off, remember? But then your kid comes out with that big broad ass nose that you just cut off. Well, you gonna cut their nose off too? So you can't be nothing than what you are. An apple tree cannot produce a pear. It can only produce an apple. And I'm sorry, women. You cannot be anything else but a mother to that child. You can't be the father. You'll never be able to be a father to your child. And so any woman that says that they are father to their child, I want you to know you have already hampered yourself. You already taking away from yourself because now you're trying to play roles. Did you guys go to a class on fucking fatherhood or something? Because how you going to say you are daddy to this child, but you don't know nothing about being a father? You barely even know what it is to be a mother. Because the last time I checked, when I became a mother, there wasn't no fucking special handbook for this shit. I don't care how much books they write on, okay, their development is going to be this, and maybe their attitude is this, and maybe that. Just trying to figure out breastfeeding was enough. Just trying to figure out how to do my part as a mother was enough. Now all of a sudden I'm daddy too? Get the fuck out of here. You can't be the father. You are not the father. You're not. And I mean, look, unless you transgender or some shit, and you done did some makeovers and shit, I don't see how a woman becomes a daddy. And even that, you're just a woman who is pretending to be a man because you'll never be a fucking man. I said what I said, and I'm going to keep, I said what I said, and people may not like what it is, but it is the truth. That's like a bird saying, I'm a dog. You could only be what you are. And so, women, when it comes down to fatherhood, let's leave that alone for the men. That you made a father. And I don't care, baby. Unless that man raped you and forced himself on you without your consent and without your choosing, you picked that motherfucker, yo. You picked him. You laid down with him. You fucked him. You got pregnant. You decided to keep the baby. Some of y'all actually consciously kept the fucking child for this guy that you don't have any respect for this guy that you thought wasn't shit, because you see he didn't take care of his other kids, but yet you thought that when you had a child for him, all of a sudden he was going to do the right thing, right? And then want to say, oh, well, men ain't this and men ain't that. No, women, unfortunately, are still bad decision makers. And I was watching a video from Dr. Umar. I was really watching a video from Dr. Umar, and he was making some real sense, where he was talking about black women and the struggle that black women have, and, you know, how people are upset with us and call us all different types of names, especially where it comes to that black motherhood and the fact that the black man left the family and left the black woman alone. So when she says she doesn't need him, then, you know, she does have a valid feeling that she doesn't need him anymore, because, you know what I'm saying? And the guy was like, yeah, but these women have to be better decision makers and this and that, and that, and that. And he's bringing it back to the men, saying, hey, well, you know what? These men did not give these women enough good stock for them to even choose from. But then I would debate Dr. Umar. And I would say to Dr. Umar, where did these children come from? Before any man gets involved with any female, all the children that she's going to have is already within her womb. All the children that you have is already within your womb while you're in your mother's womb, by the way. So while you were in your mother's womb, all those kids that you were going to have was already in you. Then you made a decision. You made a decision to have a child with whatever you decided to have a child with, because I got to say whatever it is, because it's your decision. You looked at that thing, and first of all, for the fact that you'd sleep with it, and this is what I don't understand, the fact that you guys would sleep with each other and don't expect nothing. Like, how does that work? Then you go, you meet this man, you have this child. You make a decision to have this child now. Ain't nobody putting no gun to your head to have this kid. A lot of the times, the man is actually begging y'all not to have the fucking child. I don't want to have a child with you. You a fucking hoe. I don't want to have a kid with you. Either that or he's asking you, well, whose baby could this possibly be? Because he already knows that you making bad decisions, but he making bad decisions too, because he's been taught to make bad decisions. How you doing, Miss Paparazzi? Hi, honey. And I gotta ask, when you make the decision as a woman to pick this man to have a child with, first of all, most of us be in fantasy fucking mode. So we had this fantasy, oh, he cute in them jeans. Oh, he looks so nice. We didn't think about his fucking caliber and we didn't think about who his family was. We didn't even investigate. A lot of y'all didn't even investigate the man y'all went and had babies with. You didn't even fucking know nothing about him. You didn't know nothing about him. And I'm not exempt. You think I'm exempt? I'm not exempt. I am not exempt. I found out a lot about my kid's father after I had the kid. I found out a lot. And when I tell you, a lot of us don't make fucking good decisions. And then we mad at these goddamn men for the decisions that we made to have these babies. Because again, we're not forced to have them. And a lot of these men don't even want to have those kids with you. So now you have the kid. You have the kid, and the dad, for whatever reason, leaves. For whatever reason. I'm not even going to put no blame on it. I'm just going to say, for whatever reason, that father is no longer there in that child's life. What the fuck makes you think that you're picking up the role of daddy all of a sudden? Why? Because now what, you paying the bills and you doing all that? We as women said that we don't need fucking men. We said that we don't need them. We could take care of our own self. We bad bitties. We could do whatever the fuck we want. But then when they not doing the shit that we pretend that we don't want, all of a sudden we mad at them. We call them dogs. We call them ain't shit. We call them all these names. And I'm sorry, women, if we were such great mothers and fathers, dudes, girl, these dudes walk without a backward glance. No, ma'am, you are wrong. Throwing shade. I'm not throwing a fucking shade. I'm throwing the whole bag of doo-doo at y'all. I'm not throwing shade at women. You think I was throwing shade at y'all? I'm not throwing shade at you. I'm saying any woman who celebrates herself as a fucking father is a bad decision maker. And most likely, because you picked this weak ass man to have a fucking child with, now you want to be mad talking about you, mama and daddy. No, you should have made better decisions. You should have closed your fucking legs. Because unless somebody took that pom pom by force, unless you were raped, unless you were molested, unless you were abused into that child, you made a fucking decision to have it. And when you make a decision to have this child, hello, that's your fucking responsibility. It's your responsibility to have this child. Because, and I must fucking say something that I think women need to hear. Most of y'all forcing these babies on these dudes, yo. Most of these dudes don't even want to have no baby with you. And you fucking forcing this baby on this dude in the name of, I'm going to have you, and you going to be my man, and this and that and that. And a lot of these babies are being forced on these fucking men. And then we call ourselves, we mama and daddy. Well, if you mama and daddy, why is it that the children are getting worse and worse and worse? Because if we were so good at it, and if we so didn't need men, and if they were so negative, and if they were so all these fucking things, why isn't the world better without them? How come if we were so good at it, how come the world is more fucked up than it was before? And why is it that men are coming out with less responsibility, less accountability, less respect for women? Y'all are mama and daddy. Y'all are mama and daddy, right? And I'm throwing shade on y'all. I'm not throwing shade on nobody. I want to know, how come ladies, if it's, well, first of all, you fucked around and said you don't need a man, so karma's coming back and hitting you in the face. You don't need him? Okay, well, let's take all these motherfuckers out. They're going to take the fathers away. Now some of them are gay. They sleeping with each other. Then half of them is locked up because they feel imprisoned just by life in general. Half of them are so broken within their minds and hate their mamas so much, and hate their mamas so goddamn much, that they can't even be there for their kid. I'm just saying what I'm saying. And I said what I said. And it's not just about pointing fingers and pointing blame, but I need women to wake up to the reality that a lot of the stuff that's happening right now, we put ourselves in the position. And you can't keep calling yourself the fucking father and expect for fathers to show up. We cannot keep being the destruction in our families, the destruction in our homes, the destruction in our communities, and then point a fucking finger. We don't get to do that no more. And as a woman, I'm telling you today, it stops. It stops right here. No other woman around me is going to be able to celebrate themselves as a fucking father. Just be a mother. And guess what, Effa? Make better choices. The fuck? Make better choices. And I'm going to say this. A lot of the reason why a lot of these men ain't there is because of you. I'm over just a finger being pointed at men. I'm over that. I'm over that because as a woman, I see all the fucking double standards. I see that mothers are raising that son right now, telling him that he's a fucking piece of shit just like his daddy, but you expect something better out that child. Just be a mother and stop being so angry at the father. I bet you anything, if you would just be a mother, if you could just be a mother and do that with some grace and some class and some fucking fortitude, if you could just be a mother, I bet you anything we would see generations of fathers manifest out this motherfucker. And I want you to know a lot of fathers want to be in their children's lives, but I can't be in my children's life and have to be forced to deal with you too. Because most of y'all only having babies for men in order to keep them. You're not having children because you want them. You're not having children because you even like them. You just want another reason to hold on to and claim and abuse. And I said what the fuck I said. And I know a lot of women ain't gonna like what I said because it's the truth. And no, I'm not throwing shade on y'all. It's not I'm throwing shade on you. It's I'm telling the goddamn truth. And I don't know when the fuck women decided that the lie was more important than the truth, but the truth is what's going to set us free, ladies, and you can never be a daddy. Even if you become a fucking transgender and you dress up like a man and you push out a baby, guess what you'll always be? You'll just be a bearded mother. You will never be able to be the fucking father. It is what it is. And I said what I said. And I said what I said. Y'all ain't got to like what I said, but I said what I said. And so any woman that claims herself to be a father today or any day, I want you to just stop. I want you to stop it. And I want you to just do your part. And your part is being the best, fullest mother that you can be. Here's the thing. Not every kid is without a father because the father abandoned it. What happens to those kids where the father dies? Or some circumstance happens? It's not always the man just walked away. So what does that woman do now? Now she becomes mama and daddy? She will never do that. She'll always honor that man. Your father and your father and your father. I mean, especially if she loved them. Especially if she loved them, she gonna make sure that they know who their father is. So why is it that in most circumstances, women really think that it's okay to put themselves in that role? And so that's a question I gotta ask you. Because women are not stepping up to the plate because of any other reason, but you're the one that brought this child here. I'm going to say it again to you ladies. You were the one that brought this child here. You don't get to be fucking angry with him, them, it, when you've made a decision. You don't get to break anybody down. You don't get to say, oh, he ain't shit and this and that, and that. Because anytime I look at adult circumstances and I look at why that child is suffering or why that child doesn't have a parent, 99.9% of the time it has nothing to do with the fucking child. It's always adult bullshit. And then when you have that adult bullshit coming and fucking with the kids, cycle continues. It's a cycle, y'all. It's a cycle, and it's a cycle that needs to be broken. And for real, women, why don't we just stop having children? That's a question I want to pose. Why do women keep having children? All you're fucking doing is complaining anyway. Because I know a lot of women that have the man right fucking there and they still complaining. He's not this, he's not that, he's not doing this, he's not doing that. When you have him, you're bitching. When you don't have him, you're bitching. And the one thing that you don't want to take any responsibility on is your role on how this is playing out. You don't want to take no accountability or no responsibility in your role here. But I'm going to tell you straight up, ladies, and I'm not nice about it. And I know I'm not nice about it. We cannot keep breaking these things down and expecting better. We can't keep breaking fathers down and talking about, oh, well, we mother and father. So then we're going to be lonely bitches out there. And I say the word bitches because we've already demeaned ourselves down to dogs. So we're literally, you went and picked the dog. And you went and picked the dog because most likely you call yourself a bad bitch too. You picked the dog. But what does dogs do to bitches though? Dogs only fuck with the bitch in the heat. He gonna slide in. He might leave her some puppies. He might not. But he gonna go and he gonna get his. And then after he gonna get his, he gonna leave you. He gonna leave you with them pups. Because that's what he's supposed to do. Because that's what we've trained dogs to do. We breed you. And then we leave the mother with the child long enough so that the child can get fed and taken care of. And then we go and we take our fucking pups. We take our pups. We sell them away. We do whatever we want to do with them. And then we breed that bitch again and do it all over again. And isn't that what women are doing right now to themselves? Every time you call yourself a bitch, every time you call yourself you call a man a dog. That's why I say women cannot be fathers, because we keep trying to be some shit that we're not. And none of it ain't working out for us. You took yourself away from being woman and you made yourself into female dogs. That shit ain't working out for you neither. But the one thing that ain't sticking right is the fact that the children are at a disadvantage when everybody is trying to fight about who the parent is, who the better parent is. Because a lot of women is like, oh, I have my husband right there, but it's like I'm alone. But I'm going to tell you right now, where did he learn this? Remember, kids do what we do, they don't do what we say. So where did he learn this? Where did he learn this behavior and attitude? Oh, wait, you came from a single mother. Oh, so this you learned that from your mom. Oh shit. Okay, so you not having a dad in the home, let your mom be able to exude some behavior that raised you to be a piece of shit, man. Because that's just the thing. We could play, oh man ain't there and this and that and that. And we're the ones raising these boys right now, and we're doing a fucking horrible job. Because if you want to talk about you being daddy and all of that, why you ain't showing them how to open a fucking door for you? Why you ain't showing them how to pick up a bag? Why you ain't showing them how to respect you? Why you not showing him how to honor you? You don't even show your fucking sons that. But then you want a man to come and show you it and then force him into fucking fatherhood. Because I'm sorry, I realize, and it's fucked up to say, but women are forcing men into fucking fatherhood. And then as you get into that fatherhood, then you want to break me down. Because you made a bad decision because you knew I wasn't shit when you fucked me. The reason why I end up having a child with my kid's father was literally because I knew no matter how broken he was, no matter how fucked up he was, no matter how abusive and no matter what his circumstances was, I watched him. I watched him with my nieces, my nephews. I watched him with his own little brothers. I watched him with kids in the street. I watched his empathy. I watched his softness. I watched his kindness. And that's why I had a child with him. I made that decision. And I can tell you right now, when my daughter's father found out that I was pregnant, he was like, I don't want no fucking kids. I don't want no kids. I don't want no kids. Like, I don't want this. And I wanted a child, so I had my kid. Now, am I supposed to be mad at him because I made a decision to have this child? And so him being there or not being there, that's supposed to dictate how I'm going to raise my kid? Him being there or not being there is going to dictate if I raise my kid with morals and values and respect and honor and cherishing and doing a hard job and doing a good job on things. Because he's not there, I'm not going to be able to teach my kids these things? No. No. And so, ladies, I'm over it. I'm over the excuses that you're doing a job that of two people. You're not. You're poorly doing the job of a mother because you're spreading yourself too fucking thin. So for any woman who spends their time talking about their mother and father, I want you to know you're not doing a good job. And I said what the fuck I said, and I'm saying it to piss you off. You're not doing a good fucking job because you're not even focused on being a full mother. You're so fucking worried about the daddy and worried about where the daddy at and where the daddy at that you can't even be a full mother to your child. And I'm not throwing shade. I'm speaking the truth nobody likes to face. So, ladies, y'all could be pissed off if you want to be. Y'all could be mad if you don't want to be. Some of y'all say that I hate women because I just don't agree with all your fuckery. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I don't care if you're black. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I don't care if you're a woman. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I'm not going to be in your alliance and your allegiance just because we're all women. No, a lot of the things that's happening in society, unfortunately, women are wrong. I think women are the ones that came up with the statement, the customer's always right. Because I don't know who the fuck came up with that idea, but I really do feel like it was a woman because that's the way female behavior is. And I'm telling you right now that our behavior is not okay, ladies. Our behavior is not right. And as much as you would like to ignore and you would like to put yourself in a place and a position that makes you think that you have power over someone or something, the only place that you have power is over yourself. So you can never be a father. If we as women only focus as mothers, if we only focus on showing our children how to respect themselves by respecting ourselves, it has been scientifically proven. It doesn't matter if it's the mother raising the child, the father raising the child, or both people raising the child. When that child has someone who is fully dedicated to their mental, physical, and spiritual support, when that child has that, that child will grow up to be a well rounded child. It will know how to love. It will know how to be compassionate. It will be respectful. It will be all the things. But at no point in time can you be any more than who you are. So if you're a dad and you're the one raising that kid, first of all, you're never doing it by yourself. Great babysitting job, but you're not doing it by yourself. And for all the women who are fucking around talking about, oh, I'm doing it by myself, you're not either. Great babysitting job, baby, but you're not doing it by yourself. You're not, none of this is being done by yourself. So God just needs you to play the part that I asked you to play. If I made you the mother, just be the mother. If I made you the father, just be the father. And if you don't want to be none, don't be none. But the one thing that you're not going to do is say that because you played all these different roles, you could only play but one role and one role only. You can't do the two. So for all of you guys who believe that, I am busting your bubble right now. I'm not sorry. I'm walking around with the biggest pin that I have, and I am chooking those balloons. Women, you cannot be fathers. You cannot be fathers. Period. And fathers, you can never be a mother. So now that we have that established, just play your role. Just play your role and play it fully. And hey, ladies, if you want him to play the role, let him. Let him play the role. Not by your standards, not by how you think he should do it, not by how he kisses your ass. But if you want a father to be a father, because most fathers want to be a father, the only thing that stands in the way of most fathers being a father is that woman. That's the one thing my kid's father would never say to me. I don't give a fuck how good, bad, and ugly you were, Negro. I don't care if you were trying to be controlling, manipulated, scheming. I don't care how fucked up you were to me, The one thing that I was not going to ever rob my daughter was, I was not going to let my daughter be robbed of her father. I said, if you want to get to know him, you get to know him. So you get to know him. You get to know if he's a good person, bad person, in between. You get to make your own decisions. But I'm not going to make that decision for you. I don't have a right to make that decision for you. Because just because me and him didn't work out doesn't mean that him and another person ain't going to work out and that him and his kid ain't going to work out. Now, if he's being wicked and violent in this circumstances, there's circumstances. There's circumstances in our life. But ladies, again, at no point in time, no matter the circumstance, will you ever be that child's father. Period. And so I want to thank you guys for being here today and sharing in this energy. And I said what I said. And I'll see y'all later. Take care.